All right, so this is what you gotta do. You need to bring me and Nina on the same show, or you need to bring me, Nina, Cory, because I mean I have receipts too. So
everybody go, everybody go, everybody go, everybody go, everybody go, everybody go, everybody go.
Bitch, let's get it crunk! Listen, y'all don't know. A year later, 96 chats in, I still get excited to talk to these contestants and the people from America's Next Top Model. I am grateful to the reality TV gods. I am thankful to Tyra Banks, Ken Mark, all the people involved for converging their energies to smile upon a little gay boy like myself with the opportunity to do this messy shit that we love. We're going to get into the things today. Y'all, we are, first of all, my name is Oliver Twixt. My name is Oliver Twixt, the Hernandez. Bitch, I done fucked up my intro. I'm so excited to talk to Chris today. My name is Oliver Twixt, your nerd boy cutie reporting for duty, here to do the Lord's work. What's up, God? Oh, shit, my hair. And we have the honor, privilege to talk to Chris H today from America's Next Top Model, Cycle 20. We've been doing this for almost a year, guys, and out of all of the names that I've constantly seen down in the comment section, the live chats, and who you guys wanted to see, one of the top men you guys wanted to hear from is Chris H. And I woke up the other day out of a beautiful nap to see he finally answered my DM and had agreed to step into the classroom for us to get into the things of the things, and I am so excited! Is he here? Is he here? Is Chris here, y'all? Chris, if you're here, send a request, raise your hand. I am underscore. There we go. Let's send it to Chris. Is he here? Thank you guys so much. Listen, I just put out a new freestyle today to Megan Thee Stallion's Thought Shit. Go check it out. It's on my page. It's on my YouTube page. So when you guys are done with this chat, go check out my freestyle. I put a lot of work into that one, and I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys like it. Share it with somebody. Share it on your pages. Yes, bitch. Get the popcorn. Get the motherfucking popcorn. Get the goddamn call the police. Roll the tapes. Tyler, we bind you. Do all of that. Hold on, Chris. Let me add you in. You can go in a room. Oh. Just sitting with requests. Chris is here, y'all. My hair is pulled up. My nails are done. My glasses are white for purity. Let's get it crunk. Let's get it crunk. And my Needy Leaks voice. Let's get it crunk. Oh, I'm so excited about this today. Chris, how you doing over there, man? Chris, a circle should have started spinning. I just sent you a request. Let me see if I can do it again. I am underscore Chris Hernandez. There you go. Send request. Leave Chris alone. Y'all stop that. He fine. Kimmy Rowe. I got it right today. Because you've definitely been Kimmy Arrow for since Genesis. Bitch, I'm losing weight. Y'all see I'm losing weight again? Do y'all see a bitch is getting skinny again? Bitch, what? Y'all want to see my rib cage? Yes, ma'am. I just resent another one. Chris. See if that one works. Oh, thank you so much, Beck. I took a shower. That's why I look fresh. I put some hot, warm water on my ass. I did send him an invite, guys. Wait, Chris, now what the hell are you doing? Don't make me take off my belt. Oh, Chris, it says you must upgrade your app in order to join. Go update your app, Chris. Go update your app. Chris has to go update his app. In the meantime, y'all, what can we do? Give me some ideas on what we can do to celebrate a year of the A&TM TWIXTclusives. Next month, a month from now, makes a year. I think my first chat was August 10th. Maybe, yeah, August 10th was my first chat with Dion Walters. Dion Walters, right? That's her last name. I know her first name is Dion. Dion Hula Hey Brown. Or was it Dion Brown? Dion Brown. What should we do to celebrate? I would love to do it with you guys. What can we do to celebrate? I want to celebrate with you guys. You guys out there, by supporting me going live, have changed my life. I have over 20,000 subscribers on YouTube now. I've landed in news articles and online publications talking about Top Model. I've been invited to fashion weeks due to Top Model. My platform has grown due to Top Model. And actually, I don't even want it to be an interview. While we are grateful for those people, I want this to be for you guys, us. So maybe we can do, I thought about some of you guys, like I recognize some of you names like Rainy Milan, Beautiful Brown Eyes, Kimmy Rowe, a lot of people who have stayed with me from the very beginning. Maybe we can get together and talk about Top Model. I don't know. Shoot me some ideas. I really want to know, but we need to celebrate because this is definitely a monumental thing for the Top Model community, what has been done. Taking myself outside of it, we've never had this in-close, in-depth, unrestricted, unfiltered access to the Top Model world. And again, grateful to the gods that be, the universe, and all the things that conspire. I've been blessed with this opportunity to share it with you all. Edward, Archibald, Spats, Berena, yes, you too. Like, it's been so many of you guys that, I'm very grateful. So we have to do something to celebrate. Something has to happen. We're celebrating. Bitch, my skin. Y'all know for the longest, I thought I had red undertones. But I've now found out that I have more so of a yellow undertone. What should I sing? We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We can hear the whistle singing. They seem to say, you have stolen my heart and gone away. As we sing our moonlight song on Moonlight Bay. Yo, what are some of y'all? Oh, Chris is back. All right. What are some of y'all favorite moments? Oh, Chris, fuck that. Chris is here. Correct.
What's up, Oliver? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Chris? Motherfucking.
What's up, man?
Nothing, just chilling. How about yourself?
Chilling, doing the same thing you're doing.
Where are you in the world?
I'm in Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Which part?
Right now I'm in Tulum right now.
Why is everybody going to Tulum? What y'all
I don't
selling
know.
over there?
Tulum's amazing. It's nice. I love Mexico. I was here for a little bit before as a 3-month stay, and then I actually ended up staying longer because I loved it so much. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to come back here since things opened back up and reach out to my agents that are over here in Mexico and see if we can get back into the shooting, back into the modeling game.
Okay. Now, because I was about to ask you, Chris, what OnlyFans do you have that you can say, I'm just going to stay in Tulum for 3 months? I think I'm just going to stay over here.
Sorry, say again?
I said, because I was going to ask you, what OnlyFans account do you have where you can say, I'm just going to stay in Tulum for 3 months. I'm just going to stay over here.
I need an OnlyFans account, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh. Well, Chris.
What's up?
What made you agree to finally do this with me?
I think I've seen you on Cory's thing because I follow Cory. Me and Cory are cool. So I seen a little bit, like a brief thing with you and Cory. And I was following for a little bit and then I had to go out to dinner. So I didn't catch the whole entire thing. But you were funny. You guys were having a great time. So, and then, you know, you reached out and I mean, you look great. Your Instagram is amazing. It's cool. And I was like, okay. Why not? I'm always ready for a Q&A, you know? People, I'm always ready.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am so happy that you have finally agreed because these motherfucking bitches who watch this have been aggravating me. Where's Chris H? Where's Chris H? I'm like, listen, I can only send the request and the people gotta accept. And when they accept, they will. And I'm so glad that you are finally here and we get to share this moment. Hopefully dispel a lot of things that people think about you regarding the show. Get educated, get enlightened, release, laugh, joke, cry, all the great things.
I'm excited, man. You've got me smiling so much, you know. I'm laughing. I can't stop laughing right now. But yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to, you know, clear all the air. It's been a long time. I think it's been 7 years now since the show has been on. So shoot me with all the questions.
All right, here we go. The first one is, what made you audition for America's Next Top Model, Cycle 20, the first cycle with guys in the mix? So how did you find out about it, and what gave you the confidence to say, I think I can do this?
So I actually grew up watching the show when I was a little kid, but it was my mom also wanted to be a model. So when she was a kid, she also wanted to be a model. But she always got presented and approached by scams, you know, the guys in the malls and stuff like that. And she tried taking me a couple of times, but, you know, they were always saying that she needed to pay. And my mom, being a single mom, having me at 15 years old, you know, she was like maybe 21, 22, 23, trying to, you know, get me into the modeling game. She didn't want to pay, or she didn't have that kind of money to pay. So we grew up watching the show, and me and my grandmother, you know, mostly me and my grandmother, my mom sometimes too, until there was just a point where I just realized that I was getting older, that it was always females on the show. So I stopped watching, but I never stopped my love for actually taking photos and modeling. I feel like it's something that was always in me. I'm the oldest of 6. They're all half brothers and sisters, but I call them my brothers and sisters. So my grandmother, being her first grandson, she used to change me in outfits basically every single day. So I used to be like a karate kid one day, and then I'd get candy or money to take a photo. And then the next day I'd be a pirate. The next day I'd be a cop. Next day I'd be in my underwears running around.
Yes.
So how I found out about the show is I believe it was from a friend of mine who we were clubbing, we were partying, whatever, and they were like, oh, there's a show actually coming on, and I've heard that they've been teasing like guys being on the show. I was like, no, get out of here, no way. And I was modeling at the time. I was with an agency and everything. So I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, I would love to be on it. I didn't know how I could be on it, if I could be on it, because I was with an agency already. So I wasn't sure how that would work. But, you know, I signed the application online. and I got reached out to. They called me on the telephone. His name is T, and he was Tyra's wrangler. So he called me personally on the phone, and he was like, "Hey, listen, Tyra wants you to be on the show. She's gonna be doing castings, you know." And I'm like, I didn't think the age was like 25, and I was like, "I'm 25. Is it okay?" Because I think I didn't make the age, or I just made the age thing, and it was about to be my birthday. So he was like, "Yeah, we're fine with everything, you know." And he gave me basically all the tea. So here's all the tea that a lot of people might not know. So I was working as a bartender. I was working as a bartender and for a catering company in New York City. So I was like bartending for, you know, the Met Gala and stuff like that. And I had an opportunity to bartend for Rihanna privately in the back and her group of friends for the Met Gala. And that's when the interview was coming with Tyra that nobody knew about. So basically it was like an audition here in New York City, and no one knew that Tyra was actually going to come to New York City because in 19 seasons she had never done that before. So no one knew, but I knew. So T was like, I think you should try to like get off that day and, you know, have that whole day open. And I'm like, I can't. So, I mean, I'll call my job and try. So I called my job, and my job was like, absolutely not. You know, you're a really good bartender. You've been with us for so long. I trust you. Like, if you do it, like, if you don't come, you're fired. And I've been working there for like 6-7 years. You know, that's what I would do on the side of modeling. Because, you know, sometimes modeling, you know, sometimes you can be the flavor of the month, and it can be really, really hot, and you can make a lot of money. And then you can just go cold, and you can end up on unemployment if you don't know how to manage your finances correctly. So I decided to take it. I decided to take this guy T on, and he was like, you can't tell anybody. Like, you can't tell your family, you can't tell your mom, you can't tell your dad, you can't tell your grandma, like, not your best friend. You can't tell anyone. Like, I need to know that you're not going to tell anyone because you're the only one that's going to know. I'm like, okay. So I go and I call him, and I see this long line that's 3 avenues long in New York City of everybody just lined up. And so I call him, and he's like, yeah, where are you? I'm like, I'm all the way in the back of this line, and I'm on like 3rd Avenue, and mind you, or 4th Avenue, and he's like, mind you, he's on 1st Avenue. So he's like, okay, start walking all the way to the front, and then I'll meet up with you. So he does meet up with me in the middle, and then, I don't know, everybody starts looking at me like, who the heck is this guy, like, walking to the front or whatever. So I end up getting to the front. And then I end up getting into this room, and they're already doing like auditions with people. And there are some of the contestants that were on the show are in that room. Alex was one of them. So me and Alex had met beforehand. She sat kind of really close to me. I actually was a big part in helping her get on the show because she originally wasn't on the show. And then they reached out to her afterwards when they had most of the contestants. And she was like, hey, you know, they reached out to me. What should I wear? What should I do? And I'll explain why I think she reached out to me. So we did the audition, and and a good friend of mine was there who's now a very, very famous YouTube star. And he's sitting right next to me. And I'm like, hey, I think Tyra's...
I'm sorry, the live went out for a little bit.
I'm like, hey, I think Tyra, I tell him, I'm like, hey, I don't want to give his name because I don't know if he wants it out there. But he's like, I'm like, hey, I think Tyra's going to come, because they start like setting lights up in this like audition area. And he's like, he knows the scoop. He's been watching the show. He did his research. He's like, nah. And there's some girls in front of us. They're like, nah, Tyra has never met the contestants until they're actually in the house. And I'm like, all right, I just have a feeling. Like, I think so. Like, I have a feeling, you know. And long and behold, they like ask us to sit down real quick, and then all of a sudden, boom, Tyra comes right in, and she does her whole thing. Hey, what's up, guys? I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. This is someone that I like had a crush on. You know, I mean, Boy Meets World, so I had a crush on Topanga, but I also had a huge crush on Tyra. Like, Tyra was somebody I had a huge crush on. And then I also loved watching America's Next Top Model. So I couldn't believe that I was like there in front of Tyra. Like, this guy T had like called me. I thought it was a scam, honestly. I thought I was getting punked. I don't know. I thought it was a scam. And long and behold, we were there in that room, and then they start letting us mingle, and they start videoing and stuff like that. And then there's like a line, And then I met Ken Mock. I just like kind of not skipped the line, but I went to the producer, who's Ken Mock. I didn't know he was the producer. He was just this little Asian guy and this little Asian woman, and I didn't know who they were. And I just like started talking to them. I was like, "What's going on? Can you fill me in?" Like I was just, you know, myself, kind of shy, but like trying to like not be shy. So it was like, you know, what's going on? And he started asking me questions. He's like, so why'd you want to be, the same thing you just asked me actually. So why'd you want to be on America's Next Top Model? How'd you get here? And I didn't know he was the producer until after I was already on the show, and he introduced himself as who he was, or the director, sorry, not the producer, the director. So they moved a couple. So I would say there was like maybe around 300 people in that room. And or 300 yet, and they moved maybe like 100 people to another room, but we didn't know what was going on until we got into the room and Tyra was there. So we were going to be auditioning in front of Tyra and everybody else aside. So I guess everybody else out in the line and other people in the other room, they were going to audition in front of because some people told me they auditioned in front of a picture of Tyra. So they did everything that we did, but they did it in front of a picture of Tyra. We did it in front of Tyra. And then she was picking somebody to get right on the show right away. So some of the contestants were there. I think Phil was there. I think Alex was there. People that lived in New York were probably there that they chose to be on the show. Whoever else. I think Cory might have been there. Mm-hmm. But I know for sure that Alex was definitely there because she was right next to me. And then, so at the end of our audition or whatever, and mind you, my audition, I put these like weird like swirly glasses on, and that was like my smize. We had to do our runway walk or whatever. It was because it was because I wanted to get an autograph from my sister. So I just said, "Hey, this is my smize," and then Tyra loved it. I asked for an autograph, so she signed it for my sister, and I got the autograph. And in the end, she chose, she was going to choose someone to get right into the show, but they couldn't tell anybody. And the only people that would know were the people that were in that room. So the first person she chose, which we call them the golden boy or the golden girl, was Ronald X, the black guy who's in Wilhelmina now. And I became really cool with him because he was the first one chosen. And so then we're all just like, yeah, you know, good job, you know. And I'm like, that's what's up. I thought he had a great look. I was talking to him beforehand, you know. And he was a janitor for a supermarket or a store or something like that. That's what he was doing for work. And I was like, wow, your skin is great. Like, you look great. Like, I thought he had a great look. I was telling him, I was like, I'm with an agency. And I actually got released from my agency. So that's how I was able to actually go on the show. And I was like, I'm with this agency. It's a big agency. Sorry, I don't know if I'm cutting off. I do have battery, yeah. Let me just plug my phone in real quick.
Oh, no, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. Well, look at that view behind you.
Yeah. So he ends up getting the golden ticket, and we can't say anything. And then Tyra was like, you know what? I think Ronald's gonna be lonely, you know, on the airplane by himself.
In Tyra fashion.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that it's going to be a woman that's going to go. So like Alex is right next to me. Ronald's already up there next to Tyra. And so she goes, Chris. And I'm like looking around. I'm like, I definitely didn't think it was me. Like, I promise you. I'm like, Christina? Somebody short for Christina? And I'm waiting for I'm waiting for somebody to go up, and no one goes up. And like Tyra's literally like right in front of me, and she's like, Chris, like, come on. And I just don't get it. And then I'm like, and then I say out loud, I'm like, me? And she's like, because we're being recorded. I don't know why they didn't show this. They should have showed it, but I don't know why. And so I go, am I being punked? Like, I thought I was on punk. I thought I really was being. So then I get up there and I give her the biggest hug, and none of the contestants could say, and the only thing that we were able to do was me and Ronald were only allowed to talk to each other. So we could only like say, hey, have you heard from the casting? Like, we could talk about whatever we wanted because we were the only two that knew that we were going to go right into the show while everybody else was casting. So we were seeing you know, it was worldwide. It was on commercials. It was on, you know, movies, like everywhere where everybody could cast around the world. But me and Ronald, we already knew that we were going to be. And so honestly, I thought that he was going to get in. My mentality was, okay, win, win, win. I wanted to win. So it's just like, man, this guy, it's going to be hard to beat him. He's got a great look. He's got great skin, great face. Like, you know, nothing against me, but like he had a great look and he had a great body, you know? So it was like, okay, I'm going to have to get to the gym. And I worked out every single day. Like, I was living in Queens at that time, and St. John's College was across from me. So St. John's actually allowed me to go into their gym. And, like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, because my best friend was there. He went to school there. So I was just in the gym nonstop. I was just trying to, like, and it wasn't that much time. It was only like a month and a half, but I was just going to try to do the best that I could because my brain was thinking, I don't think both of us are going to get in. You know, I'm just new to the show. I'm thinking, only one golden boy is probably going to get on the show. I don't see them bringing 2 golden boys. And I honestly thought I didn't have a shot unless I like worked hard for it. So I worked hard for it, and yeah, I got on the show. What I was thinking was absolutely right, and I'm glad that I worked out and like tried really hard for it instead of just, you know, letting everything come to me. So I know it's a big answer to your question, but I hope it answers a lot of your questions.
Oh, you answered that and some.
Okay.
Thank you. No, thank you for that. So you have this moment where Tyra picks you and all of that. How was it actually getting to the filming location, seeing the other semi-finalists, meeting everybody, getting into the actual filming of the competition?
I thought it was really cool. I like seeing a lot of familiar faces that I saw. I thought that it would be easier to just talk to some people that I had already talked to during the casting. So I thought that we would just pick it right back up. And especially the fact that we had to give our phones right off the airport, and we had each other. I thought that it would be really cool for us. Like, I was like, okay, I'm not just meeting random people. I'm meeting some people that I already kind of made conversation with, and like things were really cool. We were all happy. Everybody was happy. And then getting to all the way to the, did you say getting to the end? No,
like getting to the filming location and actually just meeting everybody, like before you guys got into the house, all that stuff.
Yeah, it was cool. It was great. We were just taking it in, you know. I couldn't believe it. Everything was really surreal, you know. They say live in the moment, and I definitely was trying to live in the moment, but I was always just pinching myself. I'm like, there's how, like, you know. I still to this day can't even believe that, you know, people recognize me, or I was on a famous TV show, or like, I can't believe it.
Yes. Okay. So before we get into the fan questions about the cycle, I do this thing in every chat called ANTM Roll Call, where I name everybody who's cast on your cycle, and you have to tell me the first thing that comes to your brain, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. Are you ready, Chris H, to play my game?
I'm so ready.
Ooh, okay. So the first person on the list is Bianca.
Bianca was chill. She was cool. We made pretty good conversation. The only thing is that I think I wish she would have stayed longer. That's what I would say about her. I wish she would have stayed longer. We needed more time.
Got you. How was that first photo shoot for you?
Pardon?
How was that first photo shoot for you, where you guys were like paired up and you actually were representing a gay couple with Dawn, right?
Was it?
I believe that was the first photo shoot for you guys. I believe so.
Our first photo shoot?
Guys,
no, the gay couple was way more towards the end.
Was it?
Yeah. And I think it was me, Don, and Cory. So me and Don were getting married, and then I think Cory was the pastor.
He was the pastor shaking his finger.
Yeah.
Y'all fact check for me. I thought that was the first photo shoot. No?
No.
Don't tell me my top model card is revoked. Come on, people down in the chat. Help me out. Yeah, they said that was the first one, Chris. That was the first one.
Maybe they showed it differently?
Oh. Okay, they saying the first shoot was on the building. Okay, y'all.
Yeah, we were doing.
I'm not talking about that.
I don't know if it was a photo shoot, but our first thing was the gap or the guest runway down the building. Yeah, the fashion show. That I know that's the first one because I was scared. I'm scared of heights. So
that's one of my questions after Top Model Roll Call. But since we're on it, how was that walking down a building?
I was scared shitless. Like I mean, I had to really. I thought at that point. I mean, I had a conversation with Tyra on that actual challenge, and because right beforehand, while we're all in the hotel, and I think they have like 30 contestants before they choose the final 15, 16, 14. They put us through a lot. Like we have to talk to a psychiatrist. We have to go in and like fill out like papers about this long. So they know they know everything. They know how you're going to react to certain things. They know your worst fears. So mine was heights. And so as soon as I got up there, you know, if I didn't see, but people went before me and I seen women doing it, and it started raining too. So I seen women doing it in like heels and stuff. And I was just like, oh no, come on. I have to, like, these women are powerful. Like, so I had to put my, like, you know, worst fear aside. And also I wanted to be on the show and I wanted to win. So I somehow managed to do it. It didn't look as good as I thought it would look. Because I actually had like a live showing here in New York, and that was the first thing, and I was like, oh, I killed it, and then they like stop and zoom in, and I'm like looking like a zombie, so that was kind of embarrassing. But yeah, it was my worst fear, so I'm glad I did it. Never gonna probably do it again unless maybe I'm on a show or, you know, it's for $1 million, but yeah.
I would have paid good money. The petty in me would have loved to see somebody just slide down the building with the rain and water. Like a bird dropping, just sliding.
Right.
That probably would have been me screaming the whole while. Ah! The next person on our list is Chris S.
Oh, I love Chris S. So I came up with a nickname for us. It's actually called Chris Squared. And that's what because we both had the same name, Chris. So it's like, oh, we're Chris Squared. Another person who I wish he would have made it longer. I think if he would have made it all the way to the end, he would have been my best friend. Like, we were very, very close. I was really upset and really sad. And he's a good-looking guy, too. He's got a really good look. But, yeah, one of the first things that I remember with Chris S. is that me, Nina, him, we got together. And he was really good with music, too. He played some really good music. And so we would just sit outside, and it was just me, Chris, Nina. And we just, like, listen to music that they would play. So, yeah.
Clea, big booty Clea.
Oh yeah, Clea. I liked her. She. How do I explain it? I didn't have that much time with her, but she was very funny and like very outgoing. Like, you knew she was in the room. I thought she looked really good. You know, I thought she was very beautiful, and she wasn't afraid to speak her mind. Like, she's just one of those people that just not afraid to speak their mind. You knew if she liked you, you knew if she didn't like you, and that was basically it. Yeah.
What about Mike?
Mike, kind of indifferent. So I don't like I mean, I liked in the beginning, except for when we had that interaction where he told me to shut the fuck up. And I just don't take respect to that. Even if I heard somebody else tell somebody to shut the fuck up, I definitely step up and talk up for them, you know? So it's kind of like, I mean, I said, don't tell me to shut the fuck up. And, you know, we take it as it is. And anytime after the show, it's kind of like a hi, bye, whatever. I just couldn't read him really well, you know? I don't like to fake my interactions with anyone. And me personally, it's like, if he's past that, or if he was ever past that fully, you know, and he understands, then we could be cool, you know? But if he's not past that, and I just feel like he's somebody that just harps on something, he probably just knows that I said that, and he's just like, all right, you know what? I just don't like that guy. And when he doesn't like you after you spoke up, he's just not gonna like you. You know, he's just gonna be like, okay. So I always just kept my space. Not gonna try hard, you know, for that.
Gotcha. Respect. The next person is Kanani.
I love Kanani, yeah. She had a kid, so she had a kid while she was on the show, I'm pretty sure. And I loved her. I mean, she was really sweet. She was really nice. We had really good times together. it's hard to talk about certain people like on the show because like I feel like everyone just followed like a crowd, you know. It felt like very much like high school where it's like this is the cool crowd, and it was like there was only one cool crowd amongst 12 people. So I feel like a lot of people were really trying to be in that cool crowd and like did things on like would go towards that cool crowd. So it's like they'll be cool with me or like we'd be cool, we'll have moments or whatever. But then when it came time to like shaming me or like making me feel some type of way, they be really more in that cool crowd and not really speak up. One of the only people that could speak up was Jeremy, and I respect him for that. He's one of the people that could be in the cool crowd, but also could speak his mind and speak up.
Who was the cool crowd? The cool crowd.
I mean, I'd say the cool crowd would be like the people you saw. So like Marvin was there, Don, Phil, and mostly I would say, I mean, maybe contestants won't agree with this, but this is what I would say is that Phil would be the person that like ran the cool crowd. Like he'd mostly be the person that's like, oh, let me do this, or let's do this, or, you know, whatever. And then Marvin would be a piggyback. So like he'd piggyback on Phil, he'd piggyback on Don, or whatever. But Phil was mostly that, and Don was in it, but Don wasn't like Don do whatever the heck he wanted. It was like if he wanted to do this, he'd do this. If he wanted to do that, he'd do that. But Phil having the personality that he does have, which he is pretty funny. A lot of people follow that cool crowd. So the cool crowd would be, I mean, everybody. The cool crowd was everyone besides me. And I mean, even Nina was in the cool crowd at times, but she wasn't part of like the cool crowd. You know, it's just like if you had like an everyday, like the guys that hung out every single time together and like made, you know, even me sometimes I was just like, oh wow, maybe if I just act like this, then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I just say it would be like Phil, Marvin, and then the girls that like, you know, Kanani would join in or whatever. But then Kanani was a sweetheart, you know, she was so nice. It was like we'd have conversation and it'd be so different. It was weird because it was like I'd have really good moments with contestants, and then like we'll be like laying down next to each other on a photo shoot, and then right after a photo shoot going into the bus or going into the house, it flipped for no reason. Like I wouldn't understand why it would flip. I'd be like, wait, I thought, and there was a lot of times, especially in the beginning, where I was like, wait, I thought we moved past this first incident. Because one of the first incidents, which I'm sure I'm going to get asked about, is, okay, one of the first things that some people see you do, viewers see you do, is punch a guy in the balls, which, you know, I definitely don't agree. I don't go every single day outside. That's not how I say hi and go, hey, how you doing? Boom. The reason why I did that was because that's what they were all doing, cool crowd, and all the guys. And mind you, this was the first episode. There was still 30 contestants. They didn't, or I think it was 16. I'm not too sure. It's too long ago. But that's what they were doing in the room. They were punching each other in the nuts in the room, and like they were hitting each other or whatever. So, you know, I was just trying to be a part of the group. And this is one of our first interactions. And so I went and was like joking around, and then I was like, I thought I was still joking around, and I thought Phil was joking around too, until all of a sudden it was like bipolar. It like switched. So I'm like chasing him, and then I punched him, but I never punched him in the actual private part. He never got hurt. But he took the glove. He got really upset. He took the glove and he punched me, and I was actually in pain. So, but that's the weird thing about it. It's like, okay, I didn't actually punch you. I was joking around. We were making a joke, but then you actually turned around and actually grabbed the glove, actually punched me. And it wasn't until like after the show where I started meeting a lot of people that met the same contestants that I meet, and then all of this kind of stuff would come out, and it would be like, oh, so I was absolutely right. Mind you, I think I was the oldest, or like it was me and Phil that were the oldest on the whole entire show. I was 25 on the show. Everybody else was like 18.
Chris
20.
may have been older than y'all, I think, maybe.
Chris S?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe like 1 year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, might be right.
See, this is when the black mama in me come out, and I would have said, see, if y'all would have kept y'all damn hands to y'all goddamn self, wouldn't nobody be hurt right now. Stop all this goddamn horseplay and sit down somewhere. I'll whoop everybody's ass.
I wish you would have been on the show.
I'm going to pass out licks.
Yeah, I wish you would have been on the show. That would have been funny. I would have definitely been like, oh. Okay.
Sit down somewhere. Nobody would have listened to me. Actually, you know what? In a strange world, y'all probably would have listened to me. Sit down. God damn it. The next person on the list is Gianna.
Oh, Gianna, I thought she had a great look. I thought she was gonna go really far on the show, and I thought she was beautiful. You know, I don't even think she even knows that. So, like, that I thought that she was at that time on the show. I thought that she would go far. And I thought she had a great look, and she really also, like me on the show, really was focused on winning and like you know, trying to make a name for herself, and didn't really want to get too caught up in the drama. But she did develop a little bit of a crush on Phil, and so I don't know, something there maybe. I don't know if that might have affected, you know, her photo shoots or how she was thinking. I don't know. But I thought her photos were great. Even her guest photo that she took at the end that we all took, I thought it was phenomenal.
Iconic.
Yeah.
The next person on the list is Phil Sullivan.
Phil, okay. So first thing that comes to mind, manipulative. Very manipulative. And, you know, I didn't figure that out, and very, very calculated. Very good at what he does, and that's where, you know, people probably could have gotten brainwashed or whatever. He's a fun guy to be around, and, you know, he makes a lot of sense. You can tell he's really, he's smart because he reads what he is bad at. And we had one of those interactions where he actually gave me a book. He was like, I think you should read this book. And it was called 4 Seasons. But now I think he should read it over again, or I feel like he shouldn't have, I feel like he shouldn't, like he's never read it because he misses a lot of those things that are in that book. So I still have the book for him if he wants it back. I did read it. I did read it though. And I actually became friends. So I play like sports games, like PlayStation 5 and stuff like that. And I've met one of his friends that he went to high school with. And he kind of gave me the same exact thing that I'm telling you about Phil. Very good looking guy, very jock, very much of an asshole in high school. Like, so, I mean, I think he's got a great look. I think he could be a great guy, but I think that he just, you know, he thinks he knows it all, and he thinks that he needs to be the center of attention, and he's struggling with a lot of other things that he thinks that he can help other people with. But usually when we think we can help other people with things, it's because that's what we're suffering from the most.
The next person on the list is Alexandra.
So yeah, Alex, I love Alex. I mean, I guess I start by saying I love everybody, but I guess I love everybody. Alex, yeah, same thing. She's a sweetheart. So that's why she actually like reached out afterwards, is because she knew that I had the golden ticket. And I think that's when she reached out, because she was very smart in, you know, doing it. She was like, well, this guy's already going to be on the show. You know, they must have liked him. You know, obviously they picked him and Ronald, you know, and we were talking. So I thought, you know, I was very happy to see her on the show as well, but she kind of just kept to herself. You know, and it was kind of like people didn't like, it seemed like contestants wanted to like, and she's included, like wanted to have a really good relationship with me, and I wish that it could have been, but then like it was like frowned upon, or like, you know, or you might be isolated, like you could end up how I was and be bullied. And I don't think a lot of people were ready to take that on. I don't think a lot of people could speak up the way that you saw the people that did speak up. I mean, I'm one of the people that spoke up. Cory is definitely a person that speaks up. I would say Phil could definitely speak up. Marvin could speak up, but he shouldn't. But yeah, I mean, there's just some people that could definitely speak up. Don knows how to have conversation for sure, so when he needs to speak up. But Alex, yeah, even I think there was a part as well too where I won best photo. And I thought I was making the right decision in my head, right? Like, I still, to this day, was like, okay, I'm making the right decision. So I got best photo, so we're allowed to choose who do we want to bring in or, like, share our prize with. Mm-hmm. I think this is where a lot of drama, like, kind of happened and started. And it was because they wanted me to pick Nina, but, like, no one told me, right? No one was like, hey, you should pick Nina, or, like, da-da-da-da-da, whatever. But Alex was also going through some issues like back home with her mom being in the hospital and stuff like that. And I mean, if I could redo it again, I wouldn't even take the freaking thing. I'd just let Nina and Alex be in it, honestly. But I don't know what it was. This is 7 years ago, but there must have been something where, because a lot of what they were trying to do was they were trying to push a relationship angle with me and Nina. And Nina was 18 years old. And also, I mean, I had a girlfriend when I was on the show. So there was no way whatsoever that was going to happen, because I told my girlfriend, I'm not going to do anything to make you look stupid. I know that this is going to be on national TV around the world. I'm not going to do anything that's going to make you feel stupid. If I have to do a challenge where I have to kiss a girl and it's like I'm going to get eliminated or not, then I'm going to do it. But you're going to see that it's a challenge. It's not going to be me in the house, you know, doing whatever. And so a lot of the contestants, a lot of the producers, directors, everybody was basically trying to push me and Nina as a couple, as a thing. And, you know, some people were like, oh, what do you, like every single little question, I wake up and they'd be like, oh, so we'd be in the bus going on a photo shoot and be like, oh, so what do you think about Nina? What about you and Nina? And it was so uncomfortable and awkward, not only for me, but like for her to hear. Because one, I had a girlfriend and nobody knew, including Nina. And two, it's like, she's 18 years old. Like, we're just friends, you know, like whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, people were like, oh, she's got a crush on you, you know, she likes you, whatever, you know. And I thought we had a great friendship. I thought that we both for a fact, I know they don't show it on the show, but we both for a fact gave each other mutual. Whatever you saw her giving to me on the show, I gave to her as well. There was times where she was in the bottom and I was the only one in the room while she was crying. And I was like, listen, you got this. Next photo, you're going to be on top. You're going to get best photo, like, you know? And then it just became too much sometimes. Like, it became her crying and doubting herself too much over and over again that I ended up in the bottom. And then I started to think again, wow, I almost just got eliminated. Maybe I'm forgetting about myself and what I came here on the show to do, which is to win and to make a better life for myself and, you know, a better life for my family, you know. And so then that's when I started to kind of try to get away a little bit more, because I was in the bottom. It wasn't until I was in the bottom. It wasn't any time before that. It wasn't until I was in the bottom, and I think I was in the bottom by myself. I think I'll never forget this, because Alex had to go back home. And I was like, wow, not only am I in the bottom, but I'm in the bottom by myself. Like, and that's something that I dealt with being, you know, I mean, you heard my story growing up. Like, I came home to White Walls on my 18th birthday. So it sucked to be on the bottom by myself and then going through all of this bullying and like people, I just felt like I had no one. And then I felt like I was definitely going to get eliminated. And then when I found out that I was going to move on and that we were going to be able to travel, I was so happy. I felt so good. And then I was just like, all right, game on, you know, because before going on the show, I had a couple of notes to myself what I wanted to do. And I was like, first one, get that Tyra makeover, because everybody loves the Tyra makeover. And then like the second one was, you know, make it to the final, you know, 10. And then like goals like that. And then the next one was like, make it to where you travel, you know, so you can be able to travel, because you haven't been able to travel as much, you know, and just goals like that. And then make it to the final 5, make it to the final 4, make it to the final 3, and then win. So I had those kind of goals. And so with Alex, never anything bad, nothing bad to really say. We've seen each other in Mexico too. So I, you know, in the club, and we partied together. There's pictures.
Oh, dope.
It's on my Instagram. So that was great to see her there. She was very happy to see me. I was very happy to see her. And yeah, I mean, I love Alex. You know, she's a sweetheart.
The next person is Don.
Don, he's cool. I mean, when I first saw him in the bus, I remember I was like, I'm gonna call you the Don. I don't know why, but that was gonna be my nickname for him. And I guess in the beginning, like while we were on that bus, we were cool. We were making really good conversation. For whatever reason, we just kind of got apart. I think because of the whole like, you know, cool crowd thing, and then me punching someone. I think that got into like me punching, or not actually punching, but trying to punch him, and then Phil twisting it this whole entire way. It literally just messed up everybody's basically interpretation of me, like who I was and like what I actually was trying to do. And I had apologized too, to try to see if, you know, because it made me feel really bad. And I also was just, I knew I didn't actually touch the person, like punch him in the nuts or whatever, but I was just trying to make it where it's like, okay, here's the beginning. It's the very first episode, you know, I apologize, I'm sorry, or whatever. And I was trying to see if that would just let everything go, but it never did. And so it was like that for the whole entire season. So with Don, we've hung out outside of the show as well. We've been cool. You know, we're not buddy, but we talk on Instagram. I would say we're friends. Like if I saw him, whatever, or we're in the same place, he'd be like, come hang out, or whatever. His mom reaches out to me as well, you know, says hi. I do as well. Happy birthday, you know, when he's traveling, whatever. So nothing really bad to say about him. I mean, he's been somebody that I've been cool with, and he kind of kept to himself. He was also, when I got eliminated, he was the person that was my roommate because we stayed in hotels. So he was my roommate. So we were just trying to get into a whole bunch of trouble. Like we weren't allowed to leave our room, but we're in Bali and we're like in this big, huge resort. So we're like, come on, let's go. Let's sneak out. So we sneak out, just me and him. And we get in trouble because we get caught, and we try not to get caught. But yeah, he's cool.
Cool. The next person on the list is Nina Burns.
So I guess
I cussed her out twice.
Oh, really?
Yes, twice.
Why?
Well, the first time I met her virtually, I haven't met her in person yet. I interviewed with her and Cory on their podcast.
Okay.
And I told her how I was mad at home that she had let that little snot-nosed boy named Chris H distract her for winning, and she got eliminated. And then we did our live again, and I cursed her out again. I said, how did you let that boy get in your brain and distract you from the crown?
No, but it's not like that, as I just told you.
Tell us.
As I just told you, I wasn't distracting her. In fact, I felt distracted. You know, like I said again, it wasn't until I was all the way in the bottom. I mean, like I said again, in the beginning, we were friends. We were always friends, you know, like it wasn't until it was just all the time being like, Chris, what about Nina? Hey, do you like Nina? You like Nina? Like, and then Marvin would just be like a little kid. It was like literally like we're back in 5th grade. It's like, come on, what about Nina? Kiss Nina, do it. I'm like, dude, keep your like penis in your pants, like chill, bro. Like I'm not like, I just was like, nah, you know, but I was trying to be respectful. So I'm not going to be like, nah, I don't like Nina, you know, like that's just, it's not who I am. But I didn't distract her at all. Like I said, again, everything is in, you know, so like, for example, if she lost best photo, or if she got worst photo, I don't know why that is, you know. If she was thinking about me, she shouldn't have been thinking about me, you know. Like I wanted a friend, sure, but I didn't need a therapist. Like I wanted a friend, but I didn't need a therapist. And also at the same time, it's like when she would offer that, I would also reciprocate, or I would do it first. Like we had this bond in the beginning that people really couldn't, you know, break. But she was also close with other people as well. Like she was close to Cory. She was close to me. She was close to Cory. She was close to Chris S. You know, she was close to everybody. Everybody loved Nina. You know, she always would come with her hula hoop and, you know, that you know, do her hula hoop tricks and everything at night. And, you know, it was fun. But it's completely wrong. Like I still don't get where people are getting this idea that I distracted her. Like, how did I distract her? I don't get it. She didn't have to be involved in the drama if that made her feel that type of way. That's the person that she is. So if you're that type of person, right? It's like me too. If I see somebody, you know, being bullied or whatever, I'm going to step in. And if I start to lose my focus or I end up in the bottom, I'm not going to blame anybody else. I'm just going to go back and be like, you know what I did, I need to refocus on myself. You know, that's why when I'm in Bali and I think it's Don that says, yo, you know what, nobody likes you or whatever, because the editors twist this whole thing or whatever. He goes, nobody likes you, only Tyra likes you. And I'm like, well, if I want anybody to like me, I want Tyra to like me, because that's the person that's voting on my photos. And they just stay quiet. But at the end of the day, like, and then I also said, like, you know, things like, I'm not here to make friends. At the end of the day, I'm not there to make friends. I didn't go. You're not. That wasn't one of my goals. You know. I'm sorry. It just wasn't. I'm too focused. I was. You know. I didn't have money at that time. I'm working as a bartender. You know. I was a model in a modeling agency, but you know, I didn't do anything huge. You know, like I wasn't. I didn't do like some huge campaign that kind of was like put my name on the map everywhere. It was this present moment right then and there. So. I mean, all I can do is just be myself, and you know, if I do anything wrong, apologize, or if I make some people feel some type of way, talk about it. Let's talk it out. Let's talk, you know, and let me figure out or help me understand where I went wrong. And by all means, I'm a grown man, and I'm a way more grown man now than I was then. But I mean, I'm still the same person inside. You know, I still have that same heart. I still would have been like, hey, I'm sorry, I apologize, because I had apologized before. So I really don't get it, honestly. Like, if you're gonna ask me if I should apologize to anybody on the show, no. But I don't think I did anything wrong, and so I don't think that anybody deserves an apology. You know, and if anybody does on the show, then the first person would be Nina. Yeah, Nina would be the first person that deserves an apology on the show. You know, maybe there might be something that I'm missing that other people are catching, but okay, then Nina. But we've hung out after the show. We've talked about things. We've moved past it. We've done events together, me, her, and Cory for guests. And we also partied together and danced together. So, you know, things should be good. I think things should be good. But that's the thing. I don't know. You have to ask her how she feels.
Now, let me ask you this. I heard you say earlier that you had a girlfriend. Did you tell the contestants and the producers that you had a girlfriend at the house? I mean, back at home?
No.
Why not?
No, I never told the contestants because I thought that they would use that against me. And that's what me and my girlfriend talked about at that time. We made a mutual agreement. So she was like, no, I don't think you should. Even before I went on the show, she's like, I don't think you should. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I should too. And we would go out and have dinner or like brunch or whatever, and we'd talk about it over and over again, bring it amongst our friends around and everything. But they just felt that they would be able to use that against me because of the type of person that I am. I'm a person that cares a lot, you know. I'm a Cancer, you know, my birthday's in 2 days. So, you know, that's just who I am. I can't hide that anymore. I can't hide that I'm a person of feelings. You know, I do have feelings. So a lot of people thought that my girlfriend at that time and our mutual friends right there, they thought that could easily be used against me, you know? They could easily be like, oh, don't you miss your girlfriend, you know? And the more that they brought up girlfriend, or even if they knew her name, the more it's going to make me think about her, and the more it'll sidetrack me off my photo shoots and stuff like that. So it was win. She wanted me to win too. She was like, go and win. Like, get a better life for us, you know, for us being together and stuff. So as long as everything was respectful, like we agreed to, and it was.
Okay. The next person on the list is Jeremy.
Okay. Jeremy's cool. I mean, he's a cool dude. I liked him personally. He was one of my fitness partners. So like, you know, we didn't really have a gym or anything. So we had to like make things work. So we'd have to like lift flower pots or something like that. So he was just somebody that I woke up in the morning and like would work out with. And he was somebody that would just he did stick up for me. You know, there was points and times where he did stick up for me, or, you know, he felt like he needed to say something. And you know, he was getting bullied as well too, with the whole being a virgin thing. And, you know, he was getting a title from a lot of people, and contestants I'm talking about as well. They were really harsh on him, or hard on him, by saying like he was obsessed with Jordan and he couldn't stop being obsessed with Jordan. And like, that's how they were getting into his head. So we'd have conversations and he'd be like, bro, but I'm not obsessed with Jordan. I think she's pretty, like whatever, but that's about it. But they would just keep getting in his head, and I felt bad, you know, like I felt bad because it was just nonstop him, you know, and then it got back to the producers, and then it got back to the girls that are producers and director, and it was just, until it was just everywhere, and everyone just thought that he was obsessed, you know, with Jordan, and then that's the title that they gave him. They gave him, you know, everybody had a title on the show. I feel like everybody had some kind of a character once you break it down. And if you ask me, you're probably going to be like, what's his character? I think that was his character, being obsessed with Jordan, and, you know, being a virgin, you know, that was his character. And
Gotcha. Okay. The next person on the list is Cory. Cory.
Cory's cool. I really like being a part of, you know, everything that he stood for and how he handled it, and the fact that he is very open spoken, you know, because I feel like he was a good person for everybody else that's out there that might be struggling with these kind of things, like coming out or, you know, whatever. I thought that he really, really stuck to who he is, you know, and he really could show like, hey, this is me, this is who I am. You know, if you want me to try something else just because we're on a show and just because I want to win, fine. I'm open-minded and I'll try it. But then, like, they just really, what really messed him up is, like, they really were trying to make him masculine at some point, you know? And I feel like that's what he struggled with. You know, I think that he struggled with them always being like, hey, you gotta be masculine, you gotta be more masculine, you know? And he's like, okay, I can do masculine, and he really tried it. And I think that there was a lot of times where he did do masculine, and they still were like, you gotta be more masculine, you gotta be masculine. And I'm looking at this photo, and I'm like, you can't get more masculine than that. Like, I don't even think I could give that masculinity right now, like what he just did. Like, this is a phenomenal photo, you know? Of course, I didn't say that at the time to him, because he's my competition. But of course, that's what I was thinking. So he was very outspoken. He's got a great voice for like a narrator. You know, I did see him being on shows. And then I think he made an appearance on 21, if I'm not mistaken, or 22.
A couple.
Yeah. So I saw that when he was on the show. I was like, okay, this is what I see Cory doing and everything like that. He did curse at me on the show, and he's apologized for that recently. And somehow we were living right next to each other when I was living in New York. I moved since then, but I ran into him, like, you know, while I was getting coffee coming down the block from my house, and I ran into him and just chat really quick. And I'm like, get out of here. No way. You live right here. He's like, yeah, I live right here. He's like, oh, he's like, we got to hang out for sure. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm doing the modeling thing. I'm singing, you know. This is before his first song came out. But yeah, I mean, he's cool. I like him. I think that he's a very outspoken person. I really like what he I really like what he stood for. I think he's really funny. And I think if we had a chance to hang out multiple times, like, we'd be really cool.
Yes. Now, God damn it, you bitches out there watching. I picked up our skit, Renee. God damn it, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. I hope all y'all get Instagram bugs and viruses. Chris H, what are your thoughts on Renee? Who's really like my BFF from Cycle Trinity?
I love Renee.
I just hung out with her last week down in Miami. She is
Renee. We've partied a lot in New York together, like a lot. We've been in a lot of clubs together. Like, you know, I think she's beautiful. I still think she's beautiful. I think she's got a great look. I think, you know, what she's doing. I think she can model forever. I think, again, just miscommunication. I think misunderstood, you know, not really getting to know. And there was times that there was a couple of times where we just bump heads, and then we'd like become really close. And then we bump heads, and then we become really close. And we bump heads, and we become really close. And that was basically our relationship, even on the show. It was like we bump heads, and you see us going at each other, but then we come really close. Like, we'd be really close. And then we bump heads, and then we become really close. So that's also that's basically what our relationship was. And it was basically like, I'm her, she's me. I don't know, like, very outspoken. We're not afraid to speak up from what we saw, you know. I think from what I remember, like, I seen some dishes. She kept leaving dishes, dirty dishes, like in the sink or whatever. And so, like, at one point I was just, all right, I'll just write I didn't know what to do. It was like, how should I approach this? What would be the best way to, like, kind of approach this? Should I just order? Because it's like, you know, you're like saying somebody, like, I don't know how somebody would approach me. I'm like, how are you going to tell this person, like, hey, you know, you're leaving dirty dishes and the house keeps getting, like, the house is messy. Like, these dirty dishes have been here for like 3 days, 4 days, you know? And I didn't want to, like, go in person because also, like, all the hostility towards me already or whatever. So I thought the best way would be is let me go ahead and write a note, because all the dishes were her dishes. So it wasn't like she was washing everybody's dishes. Like, the guys were like, the guys were all like, yo, these girls are dirtier than us. Like, how are these girls dirtier than us? So we couldn't figure out. And so I wrote the note, and somebody else wrote, and I don't know how, some people do get it, but a lot of people don't. But I don't get how you don't see that it's different penmanship, and it's a different color, and it's also really small in the corner. If I was gonna write, you know, Ratchet, which I didn't write Ratchet, I didn't. If I was gonna write Ratchet, I would have just wrote it all together. Clean your dirty ass, Ratchet, whatever the heck it said. But I didn't write the word Ratchet. Somebody else did, and I never ratted them out. I never said who or whatever. But it wasn't. I'm not gonna say who.
Chris, who did it? I'll fight them. They're not gonna bother you. Send them to me.
You can figure out who, if you watch the show and you watch the episodes again, you can start to put 2 and 2 together. Just start seeing like who starts opening their mouth more at that exact time, who starts sticking up. Like, obviously that person has some say in that situation if they're opening their mouth during that situation. It wasn't like,
who was it, y'all down in the chat? Tell me, Chris. No, we're gonna stay on this. We're not gonna go. The people said it was Marvin.
Not gonna say who.
It was Marvin.
But you can figure out who it was. But I promise you to this day, I'm not racist. My best friend, you know, is black. Never been racist. I also grew up in New Jersey when I was in school in Montclair. My best friend was Barn at that time. We're still friends. We just grew apart a little bit, but he's black. Like, I'm not racist at all. In fact, even I've never met my dad. So my best friend's dad, he passed away like 3-4 years ago from cancer, but I would call him my dad. So, I mean, people really reaching when they say that I'm racist or anything like that. I'm not racist at all. And I didn't write that, and I would never write that. I have used that word in the past, but I completely eliminated it. You know, we're talking about like that was 7 years ago, you know, and it was mostly just like when we're all amongst friends and like people were just drinking or just, stop acting ratchet, you acting ratchet, ho, like whatever, you know. But I don't use that word anymore, you know, and I'm very respectful to, you know, those kind of words and how they make people feel. So that word is completely out of my vocabulary. I've not used it since back in time in ANTM. And some people might be like, well, so you did use it. Yes, I used it, but I didn't use it there. I didn't write it in the note. I didn't write that. But I did write everything else. I did write the dirty ass dishes. Yes, I did write that.
You know, I love Renee so much. I've spent, out of all the contestants on Top Model, I've spent the most time with her. And, ooh, Renee, don't beat me up. I'm not going to add no word, no flavor to this. But I was with her in Fashion Week. I was with her at Fashion Week, and there was something that was going on. Ooh, me and Renee was going to beat this man's ass. That wasn't even that. Well, I was going to beat his ass. I was going to whoop his ass. I didn't give a fuck if they ever invited me to another Fashion Week. I was going to pick up that free bottle of dark liquor, and I was going to bash that man. Because he was bothering Renee and her friends. And then he started catcalling me. Like, first of all, I know I'm pretty and beautiful right now, but you're not going to catcall me, sir.
Right.
Me being, you know, me being Oliver, I said, take your ass on. And he started getting loud. But anyway, that's a whole other live where me and Renee got to talk about that. But if something was going on with Renee, and I thought Renee was going to curse the person out. I just knew she was, and she did not. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh, wow. Renee has grown. She has gotten so much better. She's still not on time to anything. But she has calmed down a lot. I love Renee so much. I can never forget Renee, guys. It was an oversight, you bitches. Next person,
you know, thanks for doing that. I appreciate you even doing that. That's the right thing to do, you know?
What's that?
Stick up for her and stick up for yourself. Oh, yeah. Like, not get catcalled like that.
That is my girl. I mean, Renee is still Renee. Don't get me wrong. Renee is still Renee. But she's very calm. She's very calm. I enjoy being friends with Renee and Cory, too. The next person on the list is Marvin.
Marvin. First thing that comes to mind is just immature. Like, very immature. Very immature, very will do whatever he thinks the coolest person is doing. Like, he'll go there. Like, he can't be cool by himself. He'll see who's cool, and he'll piggyback them. He'll join them. He'll like try to make a cool joke or something like that. But just very like attention seeker. Like, really needs attention. Like, not sure if he's able to be alone by himself and like be okay. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe that I got from him then. And I don't know if we don't talk. We're not on talking terms or anything like that. We don't have each other. We don't follow each other. So I don't know what he's doing, but I hope he's well. And
he's doing OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, you told me. Oh no, you didn't tell me. You wanted me to have an OnlyFans. Oh, he has OnlyFans?
Yeah, he has an OnlyFans where he's showing his all of his areas, all of his unmentionables.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I don't have anything.
And he has a face cream, I think. I think he's selling people like creams and stuff. I heard it works. Somebody told me it works.
I mean, if that's what he wants to do, I mean, that's his life, you know, and that's what he wants to do. Me personally, I don't think I would go there, you know, just because I always even thought, like, in order to do a really very close photo shoot, I want to be doing it for like a campaign or something like that. But I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, that's interesting. I hope it's working out for him. I hope he's at least making money, you know, and is not just posting just to post or whatever. But I hope he's making money, and I hope that he's doing well by it, and I hope that, you know, he becomes best #1 OnlyFans, because I don't think I'm gonna have OnlyFans.
Gotcha. Any fun moments you remember with Marvin? Any at all?
I think my fun moment would be after the show, though. So we got on an airplane, and we had to have a layover. I think we were in Tokyo, if I'm not mistaken. So we were just hanging out, and we were just eating, you know, and then he was just asking, you know, questions about like what to do afterwards, you know, because he didn't win, you know, New Jordan won. So it was just like, what can I do afterwards? I'm in New York, and I was just giving him the best advice that I could, you know, like with agencies and everything like that. But that moment there, it just felt like it was just like, this is real life. Like, this is who he really is. And like, you know, he was just, he's funny, you know, he's pretty funny. He's got, you know, I don't think I'm the funniest person. So I give props to people that have some kind of sense of humor, because I try and it gets miscalculated or whatever. But that would probably be my fun moment with Marvin.
Gotcha. And last but not least, Jordan Miller.
Jordan, I got paired with her a lot on the show. So I think I got paired with her like 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, especially in challenges and stuff. So I thought she had a great look. She was tall. I think, you know, me, her, and maybe Phil, but me and her were the tallest on the show. And so I thought she had a great look. I thought that she had probably been modeling beforehand. I don't think she was. I think she told me that she was trying to, or she was doing it but not signed. And I thought she had a great look. I thought she knew how to take photos, but very snappy. Like, can really misunderstand very quickly and then just snap. So like, not really understand a whole entire situation, or not understand something and then just kind of like, or back then, you know, this is 7 years ago. So everybody that I'm talking about, you know, I'm talking about how I know them when I was on the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, just very, very quick, very snappy. And yeah, that's it really.
Okay. What are your thoughts on some of the talent on the show, such as Brian Boy?
I like Brian Boy. Brian Boy was cool. I think, I'm trying to remember exactly like on my photo shoots and other people's photo shoots. Brian Boy was the social media person.
Social media expert.
Yeah. So he I thought he was cool. There wasn't very much interaction with Brian Boy other than being on the being judged. So there wasn't very much interaction. So I didn't really get to know him too much. I did meet him after the show, because he was living in New York and stuff like that. he invited me to a party, but I couldn't make it. I think I was either traveling or I was unavailable for some reason. But he had a party at his house, so we were talking, you know, here and there. He was giving me good advice. He was one of the people as well. Well, Rob Evans is one of the main reasons why I signed with Major Models after Next Top Model, because he was Rob Evans was with Major. So right after the show, he was like, "Hey, let me give you my agent. She owns, you know, she's the owner for the agency in New York. Her name was Yana, and so she was like, yeah, she's French. So she was like, they're either gonna, he's like, they're either gonna love you or they're gonna hate you, you know, because you have white hair. So they're either gonna love you or hate you. But this is the agency that I'm with, you know. So you should definitely walk in. You're in New York, you know. Tell them that you were on the show. Tell them, you know, that I recommended you and everything like that." And then I also reached out to Brian Boy, or I was talking to Brian Boy already, and then Brian Boy was like, "Yeah, you should definitely go ahead and go to that agency. They're one of the top agencies." So I did walk in, and I got signed to the agency there and worked with them for a little bit.
Dope, dope, dope. So we got a 2-for-1 answer.
Yeah.
That's Brian Boy, Rob Evans. What about Kelly Catrone?
I love Kelly Catrone. I'm glad that she liked me, because I feel like she liked me a lot and liked my look and liked the photos that I took. So I feel like I didn't really have to deal with a lot of the harsh things that, you know, she could have said, or the very more harsh truth to things like photos and stuff like that. I feel like I didn't deal with that. So I liked her. I liked that she was on my team rather than not on my team and rooting for me and voting for me. Yeah.
And anything you want to add to Tyra Banks?
Oh, I love Tyra Banks. She really is the reason why I am who I am, or, you know, people know who I am. You know, she's not where I started, but I would say it started worldwide. You know, I've talked to a lot of people worldwide that I've never would have talked to before. You know, my story that I've shared and opening up, that I always wondered, would this, you know, help people or not? It has helped people. I really do really appreciate her. Honestly, I love her. We still follow each other on Instagram. You know, she does reach out to me if she wants me to do something, or like, you know, we talk here and there. I don't bother her too much. You know, I don't go like, "Hey girl, what do you do every day?" I just, you know, whatever, you know, if she's doing something. So I know she's doing the ice cream thing. So I reached out to her with the ice cream thing. Instead of, you know, when I'm going to be in LA, you know, I want to stop by. She's like, "Definitely stop by." But when I was on the show, she just, you know, towards the end as well in Bali, she gave me that little poem. And it had to deal with like just being in your head, basically, from what I remember. And if I could get out of my head, then I could accomplish, you know, anything and everything. And being in my head, I think me being my head at that time was everything that was going on. You know, the Nina situation, the house, people not liking me, you know, and everything. And that was kind of affecting me. So I think that that's what the poem was for. And she was just, and that kind of really helped me. That was really good, you know, life advice that I still take to this day. It's just don't be in your head, you know, like you know, you are who you are, you know, you don't, before I used to be like so insecure to the point where I'd like stay in front of a mirror and try to like make my hair as perfect as I could. But then I'd walk outside and people would be like, you know, think that I'm just like this asshole and like I have this mean mug and stuff like that. But little do they know, like I was so insecure at that time. And like it took me forever to like really try to, you know, look good. I didn't just like wake up like this, I wish. So with her giving me that life advice, I kind of just really apply that to today. Like even to today, like when I go out today later on, because I'm going to go have lunch, that's just how I'm going to be, especially around people as well too. It's like, I'm going to enjoy that moment right there is me being with whoever I'm with. And like, let's have a blast. Let's have a great time. Let's make this a memory, because these are memories. And I'm just going to be there for the people that are there, because that's the most important thing is time. You know, people are giving their time when they're right next to you or they're with you. They're giving their time. You're also giving your time. So, you know, what do? We have a good time. We just put good in front of time. We just have a good time.
Yes, I love that. Okay, I have some fan questions for you.
Okay.
And let's, you know, have a little bit of fun. I may pause a little bit because during the roll call, you kind of answered them. So I'm reading them and, you know, processing it in real time. So here we go. This is from Rodmeister. Okay, you talked about the golden ticket already. Perfect. You talked about walking down the building. You talked about, let's talk about makeovers. This is from Emma Sanders, 1989. Makeovers. What do you really think about your makeover? Looking back, do you think that the quote unquote manscaping was really necessary? Especially considering that none of you guys seem to be overly hairy. What makeover would you have assigned yourself instead?
How you doing, Emma Sanders? 1989. Nice to hear from you. Thanks for your question. I appreciate your question. I love my makeover. I thought it was really cool. I didn't like it at first because my hair was orange at first because it had to go through so many Clorox processes. So at first I wasn't for it, but I grown to like it and I really loved it. I don't really know what kind of makeover I would have done. Maybe I would have done like a gray, more of what you kind of see nowadays. You see kind of like a gray. I see you, Oliver. You have gray in your hair with the black. Maybe I do like a makeover like Oliver with the gray and the black hair. He looks dope. You look dope. I love your hair.
Thank you.
Or yeah, I don't know, maybe pink or something different, you know, because it's a makeover. So something that, you know, kind of edgy, kind of goes with my face, I guess. I don't know.
Ooh, I know how. If I was ever a contestant on Top Model, I probably would get sent home on makeover because I'm not cutting my hair. Y'all can kiss my ass.
You shouldn't cut your hair. It's great.
No, I'm not cutting it. I will tell Tyra this is my signature look that's going to make me famous.
How long have you been growing it out for?
7 years? 8 years.
Oh, wow.
8 years now.
It looks fantastic.
But I've been treating it bad. I need to go get it cut so it can start growing. My hair's supposed to be way longer than this, but after a while, I stopped going to go get it cut because I just got tired of it. But I'm gonna go get it trimmed soon so it can be longer.
You want it longer? Okay.
Oh yes, I'm never gonna cut my hair until I die, whenever that is. I don't know. So this is Aha Road saying, Chris, I'd love to know how it felt for you looking back to see all of Nina's confessionals as well as your other castmates saying you were a bad influence on her.
So I watched the show only once. So that was when it first aired. So I haven't watched it ever since after that. But I guess her confessionals, so I don't really remember her confessionals, to be honest. But if her confessional, how do I feel about her confessionals and people saying that I'm a bad influence on her? I don't think I was a bad influence on her at all. I mean, I don't see how I was a bad influence at all. Like, I don't see how I was a bad influence because I wasn't trying to get her eliminated or like, you know, I wasn't playing. There wasn't some kind of like, I feel like with some people, there was like, they think I had some kind of strategy in my head and it's like, okay, get really close to her and get her eliminated. And then, you know, go to the next person. And I was like, no, never had anything like that. So I don't think I was a bad influence on her at all. I think I was a good influence. I was there. I comforted her. I never turned myself, you know, I never turned my back on her. I never turned away from her. And you see that because you even see when she got eliminated, like I take my necklace off and I give it to her. And it was just because, you know, at that moment, that was just what felt right to me. I wasn't thinking anything. I was kind of shocked that she got eliminated. And I was so sad to see her leave, and I just wanted to like give her something to kind of, because she always would cry with, you know, and I'd comfort her. So I didn't know, I knew that I wouldn't be able to comfort her. So I didn't know how else I could be there for her or, you know, be there. And I didn't want her to go through that by herself or whatever. And I mean, I kind of liked the necklace. I wore it a lot. So I took it off me and I just gave it to her.
Okay. So, you talked about the misunderstanding from the other contestants, which you think kind of birthed from the whole moment with the punching of the balls and Phil kind of spearheading this brainwashing campaign. You believe that kind of influenced everybody else's opinions on you. And
yeah.
Did I understand that correctly?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we talked about the balls. Okay, this is Kimmy Rose saying, what is one thing you wish people knew about you? Is there anything that you'd like to clear up that could have been a result of bad editing?
Yeah, it would be the Nina situation, basically. I mean, the misunderstanding. Like that, like I said again, I think everybody has a character. So my character was the villain, I guess, right? Being misunderstood. They were like, oh, so I guess the directors, the producers, or whatever, they saw that I was being misunderstood, saw that I was being isolated, but saw that I still spoke up. So I think that I got the villain, character, and that's what they were going to go with, and that's what they were going to do. And so I think once the editors got everything, they told them how to edit it. And so they cut out a lot of things and moved things around. There was things that I was saying that I said in Bali, but they were making it seem, when you watch it as a viewer, you're seeing me say it as like one of the first 2 episodes. And I'm like, wait, I didn't say that there. I said this all the way in Bali, and I didn't say this to the person that they're showing. But it's so easy for them to do because they just cut clips really quick, I mean, people are finding out more about how to do it now. You see all these YouTube people, what you're doing as well. So you're probably familiar with, I could say something to you right now, and then, you can get your reaction or somebody else's reaction, and you can get somebody else's reaction, but you can cut it right in between, and it can make it look like I'm saying it to somebody else.
Oh,
So,
I've definitely done that before. Especially, I have a bunch of clients. One of my clients, particularly T.S. Madison, I've done audio visual swap before, because it was funnier. So I just moved it around. It was funnier.
So everybody had a character, and they were just trying to get ratings. Ratings equals money, and drama equals ratings. Ratings equals money, and that's what they were trying to do, and that's what they did. So they gave everybody a character, and they tried to make sure, because they couldn't go from, okay, the villain to then being like, I don't know, the good guy, and then maybe being like, I don't know, somebody funny. I don't know. Like they couldn't change that character so many times. It just wouldn't make sense. Like, I don't know. I watched The Bachelor. I watched The Bachelorette. I watch a lot of reality TV shows like that, and I never see that character's, really change. If I ever see it change, it's because, they say at the end, like, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize, whatever. And then that's, the character just stays that kind of same the whole entire way. But it doesn't flip-flop. It doesn't go 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I mean, I think that's what I got. And so that's what I would want people to know what they know when they meet me in person. And anybody can tell you in person that, I'm a great person. They like me. They like hanging out with me. And I'm shy. I'm a little shy, and people don't think that I'm shy. I think I'm shy, and I'm going to say I'm shy because that's who I am. Even if people are like, you're not shy. Well, that's good because I've worked on that a lot. So.
Yes. Congratulations. Proud of you. Okay. So Christy J_doll is asking, you talk frequently about how your mother abused and abandoned you. Have you two connected since the show? And if so, what is your relationship now?
We tried to connect again, mostly on my part, but my mom's a very difficult individual. She's very difficult, and I don't see it happening, I didn't see it happening at that time. She's very difficult. She doesn't want to believe, or I feel like she wants to move past, but we haven't figured out a way how to move past what she did to me. I kind of understand now more that I'm going to be, 34 years old, that, wow, she was a single mom and had me at 15 years old. I don't stand for what she did. I don't think that, once you become an emancipated minor, like, you should just get rid of your child. I would never do that. But I do love her. I do respect her. I wish her the best. And I do look forward to hopefully one day, her coming down and being in, the wedding aisle or whatever. I hope we can get past this eventually, and I'm all for it. As long as we can either just move past it and completely act like it didn't happen, because, I was looking for apologies for a while. And, I'm good with apologies now. I understand that I'm probably not going to get apology. So let's just move past it. We're grown adults now. Time is getting shorter. There's a lot more things that are going on in the world. Let's just try to make this bond before, one of us, something happens to one of us and we deal with regrets. What if I would have, made up with my son or made up with my mom?
Yeah, definitely. Best wishes to you on that situation.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully there's some reconciliation that can happen between you two.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
So this is from ANTM. Oh my God, I hate saying this name so much. ANTM, pot lead 'em, smash tooch pussy.
What a name.
It grinds my lungs together so much. I'm like, why is your name so long? And it has underscores in it. I've just omitted the underscores. But here we go. They say in your Instagram Q&A from November 20th, 2020, receipts, we love them. You said that when you were in when you were in the bottom two with Alexandra in Bali, you were standing there alone because she had to go home due to her mother being in a hospital. However, in the show, they made it seem that she was not physically present for the elimination due to illness. Was the show's portrayal inaccurate?
No. What I told you before, she went there because her mom was in the hospital. I don't know. I don't remember them ever saying what her mom had or why she was in the hospital, but her mom was in the hospital and she needed to make a decision if she was going to go back home or not. And I think that they have probably told her, hey, listen, you could go home, but if you're in the bottom, you're going to, and then that's what happened. You know, like if you're in the bottom, you're going to end up in the bottom, but you just won't be there. I guess maybe that's what they told her. And so she made the decision to go. But it was, from what I know, from what they told us, from what they told me, and from what she also told me was, her mom was in the hospital. Her mom was sick at that time.
Gotcha. Okay, so Michaela Adrian, why did you choose to root for Jordan instead of the other two during the final 3 runway?
I chose to root for Jordan because I thought it was too obvious that a guy was going to win, with it being guys being on the first season. And then I was also paired with Jordan a lot, and then I had been eliminated at that point, and they had told all the contestants that were eliminated, pick the person that you think is going to win, because if you get it right, you're going to get $1,000. So I thought that she was going to win. I didn't think that a guy was going to win. And I picked her. That's why. I wanted $1,000. It was easy.
Did you get it?
Yeah, she got it. So, I got it. I got my 1,000. They paid me. I got my 1,000.
Hey, Liv, turn up. Julio Quintero wants to know, I really do love Chris. Did he really mean it when he was hitting on Johnny Wujak when they were doing the Field of Fashion photo shoot? I was here for it. #fantasies.
Oh, man. Yeah, Johnny Wujak's a looker. I think he's a very good-looking guy, and I think he's very funny. Everything that I said, I meant for sure.
Turn up. Turn all the way the fuck up. All right. Beautiful Minds. Why did he ask Nina to fake date him after the show? I think Nina said this. Why did he ask Nina to fake date him after the show? I think Nina said this in her live chat with me, and I can confirm she did say that.
No, she did. All right, so this is what you got to do. You need to bring me and Nina on the same show, or you need to bring me, Nina, Cory, because, I have receipts, too. So, for example, she was following me for a while, and then I was like, I didn't even know you were following me, so I forgot what had happened. I was like, I think somebody said something. I think it was some contestant or whatever. I was like, I didn't even know she was following me. Like, I can't keep up with these people. Sometimes they want to follow me, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're friends with me, sometimes they don't. This has been going on since the show. So once I found out that she was following me, I followed her back. I was like, oh, okay. Like, we hung out before. Like, sure, why not? So then I think it was like a little bit after your interview or whatever, she FaceTimed me, and I missed the FaceTime or something on Instagram. So obviously you can see that, right? I could just go to my messages, go to FaceTime, and then I think I was like, oh, hey, Nina, how you doing? I missed your call. I'm so sorry. How's everything? And then never responded back to me. I was like, oh, okay. Maybe it must have been like a butt dial or something like that. But that makes no sense. Like, I swear on my brothers, I love my brothers and sisters. I swear on my brothers and sisters that I never, ever, ever. I had a girlfriend. I came back and was with my girlfriend. I dated my girlfriend after the show for like 2 more years. And then also on top of that, they were trying to get me to do this thing with Christina Rome from Bad Girls Club, because that's a friend of mine that I knew before the show. So they were trying to get me to date her, but like at that time we were actually making out and like hooking up. So there was no Nina situation ever. There's never been a Chris and Nina. Never. I'm sorry. I don't know why she would say that. That doesn't sound like very Nina thing to say. And I would love to see where she got this from, because I had to say it somewhere, right? But facts, and I don't swear on my brothers and sisters. Facts, I'm telling you the truth. I never, ever, ever, and that's embarrassing to say that I would say, hey, let's fake date. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, you know, it's a long time ago, so I don't understand why. Maybe it was misunderstood in some type of way or something. I don't know. Maybe I said, like, I don't know if maybe I was like, hey, let's take a photo together, you know, like, or whatever. So it could be great for, you know, us getting our following up or something, but never, ever anything about dating. Never. And I'll send you my Nina thing right after we get off this. You can post it wherever you want. Because I'm so tired of these. I'm so tired of these things, man. I'm so tired of this.
Chris, you know one thing I've been looking at this whole entire chat? You know, I'm single right now, so I haven't been sucking any dick, and I don't smoke, but I'm trying to figure out, when do my lips get so purple? I don't know. It's because I had ice cream last night. I don't know what happened, but I'm like, why are my lips so purple?
Are my lips purple? I don't know. Why are your lips
purple? You be smoking, Chris? Oh. The second thing I want to ask you, somebody earlier in the chat was like, you got into a Twitter beef with one of the girls from Bad Girls Club. Was this the girl that you were actually hooking up with and kissing?
I don't know what beef. I never got into any Twitter beef with any girl from Bad Girls Club. And if it's going to be any girl from Bad Girls Club, it'll be Christina Rome. But yeah.
I think they said Julie. I think they said Julie, I think.
Who the hell is Julie?
I don't know. I just saw it in the comments. Chris, I don't know. I be playing
I know.
Getting my money. I don't even know what the fuck y'all be doing on the internet, okay? I be minding my business. This is the messiest I be. Coming with these top models. Oh my God, Nina gonna cut me out.
This is hilarious.
I always get in trouble.
Just tell them, hey, bring the. I don't know. I mean, I am 34 years old. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but hey, I would love to see. Sure, remind me who the heck again is Julie? Let me see something. Let me see if I can put Julie. Julie who? How do I look her up?
I don't know. I've never seen Bad Girls Club. The people want me to watch it so bad. I'm gonna watch it eventually.
Okay. I don't know who the hell Julie is. Who the hell is this? Never
Julie from Cycle 3. Yo.
I don't understand why.
All right, here we go. Here we go, Chris. Because you asked a lot about. Okay, this is from I_Rod_. Looking back at the cycle is cringing and ridiculous from the point of view of the modeling industry. Did you get any negative/positive feedback from your friends, family about certain situations?
Oh, so I got from my friends and family. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends and family just didn't like, and I agree with them, didn't like what we did on the show. It was just a lot of it wasn't modeling. There was a lot of the challenges had nothing to do with modeling. You know, some of the photo shoots were cool. Like, you know, I mean, a lot of them were pretty cool, but some of them were kind of ridiculous. But it's also fashion. You know, I've been in fashion for a while. I've done some crazy stuff. Yeah, exactly. And then the parrot as well too, which is cool. You know. But yeah, just that, you know, just to kind of not think too much into that. And then there was also some advice of like not saying that you are on ANTM going into agencies and going into castings, because you know, then they could look you up or they might know who you were or anything like that. But once I got any kind of job or anything like that, I was just fully transparent. I always wanted to be transparent with them, you know. And I didn't get two big jobs actually because of my edit on the show. But then yeah, and then I met them again. I ran into the group again. Well, I ran into the group again on a rooftop party for Fashion Week, and I did a little video edit clip for them and got paid a little bit of money, but not a campaign like I could have done. But so obviously it's true that, you know, you could lose jobs or like not get accepted, and you know that the show, the way that they edit you, they can definitely edit you in a certain way where they can limit your possibility for getting better jobs in the modeling industry. Yeah.
Okay. Kimmy Rowe wants to know, ask him about his time as an extra in The Delivery Man starring Vince Vaughn. He played one of his kids.
Oh yeah, it was me and like I think like 100 other kids. So nothing really big. It was just, I was trying to get into acting, you know, just trying to get into acting at that time. And I was an extra. And I was just trying to like get into, just trying to see the directors, trying to see the producers and stuff like that. But I wasn't like his only child. Some people think I was his only child, but it was me and 100 others. It was cool. I got to talk to Vince. I got to know him a little bit, you know, brief conversation, probably 10 minutes, and got to talk to the people that deal with him. We shot in different locations, and it was pretty cool. I liked it. I just didn't like being an extra. You have to wait around a lot. So like, you know, you're getting a stay pay. So it's like, for example, they'll say, hey, we need you for these amount of hours for this day, and you're gonna get paid $300. And it's like, but you only end up doing like 5 to 10 minutes of work in those like 9 hours, and you're just laying there with like everybody else that's waiting, and you're on your phone, or you're just trying to eat snacks or something like that. So yeah, I think that was The Delivery Man was the name of the movie. It was a good movie.
Yeah. It
was a good movie.
Okay. I think this is a great question. A&T and Pop Leader Smash Tooch Bussy. They said in your Instagram Q&A from November 2020, this is somebody who's a fan of yours, clearly. Okay. They said, you said that you were depressed for a while after the show, and in the comment section, you wrote that you had to keep talking to A&T and therapists for months after the show. Were these therapists available to all contestants, and how did they help, if at all?
Yes, so that is true. And it was the therapist that it was the person that we had to like sign. Remember I told you we were in the hotel and we had to like give all the information and we were going to be scored. So it was that lady as well. It was her. I don't know if it was offered to everybody. I would hope that it would be offered to everybody. So I would hope after you get eliminated, like you go to her or she comes to you and you guys have that conversation. So I don't know. I can't answer on that. But she definitely did help me. And anytime that there was a couple of different times where I was like really feeling like I was in rock bottom and obviously not really knowing who to talk to or anything. And then having a professional right there, I would reach out to her and email her. And then she gave me her phone number. And then, you know, she told me to get this book, which is called Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. And that book changed my life. So doing it's like a workbook. You know how you're in 6th grade and like they ask you questions and you fill out. So yeah, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. That's the book, you know, that actually I would say changed my life and like made me think differently. Yeah, because it just has to do with a lot of things that, like, for example, it's like you're scared of like sharks, right? So you won't go to the museum. But if you start thinking already before going to the museum, say with your kids and like, you know, their friends, if you start thinking in your head, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? These sharks are gonna attack me. This thing is gonna break. So like I might get eaten by the shark or whatever. Like any little thing that you're thinking, if you start thinking that already, it's probably gonna happen to you. So once you stop thinking that, you've already conquered a lot of what needs to be conquered. Once you start thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going here, it's safe, you know, there's professionals there. You start thinking about all the things that can't happen, and you start thinking about, you know, good things like my son or my daughter is going to enjoy it and stuff like that. You little by little can start to fix the way you think and the things that you go through. And it talks about a lot of different things and a lot of different situations. So it's not just that, you know, it talks about, you know, a guy, it gives you different things to do. So some of them is like time slots, and it says, hey, how are you feeling 1 to 10, you know, today? And you start writing how you feel, and you pick a number, and then you start writing why did you feel that way, or what made you feel that way, and you keep track of it every week. And then, you know, and you can start to see your progress, or you can see if you can't move anywhere. And then anytime you want to bring that, if you want to talk to a professional or anything, they like it. Like they like having that workbook and like actually trying to, you know, do this yourself, and then like them seeing, oh, okay, you know what, you've been trying to do this, and you know, we've seen that you are better when you feel more accomplished when you do things around the house. So say for example, there's an older person, right, and he's out of work and he has nothing to do for work, and he's retired and he's just around the house, right? He might track everything, but he doesn't do anything. He might track it and he might be like, oh, you know what, I'm upset, I'm feeling depressed, or whatever. But then his wife might be on Wednesday, might be like, hey, the faucet's broken, and he might know how to do it. So he'll go and he'll fix the faucet, and then when he goes back and he writes how he feels, his mood has changed a little bit. You know, he's went from a 5 to a 7, and you know, 10 being the best. You know, you're feeling fantastic, and then he finds out why. Well, what happened that you don't feel as depressed or whatever? And it's because he fixed the faucet, and so he feels like, you know, wow, I offered something. You know, I could fix the faucet, and my wife doesn't have to deal with calling somebody and stuff. So he starts feeling better about himself. So there's just a whole bunch of things like that in that book. And I definitely think everybody should just, anybody that's just curious or wants to know, or like, you know, maybe if this interests them, like, give it a try. I think the book is, if I remember, $15, and it's a workbook. So.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah.
A couple more questions, not a lot. A&T and Pot Leaders, My Shoes Bussy again is asking, a few other contestants and fans have commented, but they asked really great questions. Have commented that the voting appeared to be rigged. A few contestants, including Steph, aka Verge, even mentioned that producers had confirmed this hypothesis. Do you have any thoughts or additional information?
I'm kind of lost. What was it again?
Basically about the voting system being rigged. Do you think the voting system was rigged?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of times where I saw, me and other contestants, we saw better photos than the photos that were being, you know, presented there. And like, being judged, you know, we knew that we had better photos, or a lot of the contestants, you know, saw that they had better photos, because while we were shooting on site, they would be waiting while the other model would shoot, and they would see the monitor where these photos were being taken. So some contestants, as soon as they would come off, they would run real quick just because they were excited. You know, I think that's where it first started, that they were so excited, so they ran real quick to like look, and then the directors and the producers and they call them the wranglers. So they would be like, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. And some saw that there were better photos, or they saw some amazing photos. And then when they brought them, you know, to judge, like when we were being judged, they were seeing photos that were like this, and they knew that they had a better photo than that. And so that really got people really upset. And I understand why that could get people really upset, because you're up there trying to get the best photo. But at the end of the day, people have to understand, if they had a best photo for everybody, there wouldn't be no show. Because what else are we going to critique? Where are we going to have the set, like comedy? Like, how are we going to crack on, you know, if everybody just takes a great photo, who's going to get eliminated? Like, how do we do this? So they had to.
If I was a contestant on Top Model and I saw I had a better photo and I walked before those people and I saw something other than, I would walk off immediately in the middle of them speaking. Yeah. I would turn around and walk completely off. Y'all not about to do this to me. Play with.
Yeah.
That's 3 more questions for you. Eru wants to know, and I know nothing about this, but I thought it was interesting. So answer, have you feel free. They said, I want to know about the Bible smacking allegation. So I don't know if this was something that happened on the show that I missed, or if this something else that happened somewhere else in the universe.
No. So yeah, so this was after the show. So after, not the girlfriend that I was with on the show, but it was after the show. So I came off the show. I had a girlfriend. We broke up. When we broke up, I moved to Mexico. When I moved to Mexico, before I moved to Mexico, I had downloaded this dating app that my friend told me to download. Like, we were at brunch and they told me to download. So I had swiped right with a girl, this being the girl that we're talking about. I had swiped right with her. So I already had her, I guess, she was in my, we swiped right. So I guess she didn't go away. Like, when I moved to Mexico, she was there as a match. Oh, yeah, there you go. So she was there as a match, because I was trying to figure out, how did we still talk if I moved? But I had swiped right with her over here. We had made conversation, and then I moved to Mexico. But I was single in Mexico. And then we kept talking and having conversation and everything like that. So I moved back over here to go on a date with her. And we went on a date, and things moved really, really quickly. We moved in together, everything like that. And it was just a very toxic relationship. And it was really, really bad. I mean, I would say the newspaper or the tabloids or whatever, they make it seem way worse than actually what it was. So
But you've grown, learned, everybody's okay.
Yeah, everybody, absolutely. I think that she might be married because I think, you know, like a mutual friend or something like wrote something. So I think she might be married, and I wish her nothing but the best, you know. I'm happy that she's married. You know, every single time when I think about her, I don't think anything harmful, even though, you know, there were harmful things done to me. I just kept going, and I was just like, oh my gosh. It was a lot of times where I was just like, I can't stand this girl. I can't believe that this girl did this to me. You know, she always told me before that, you know, if I ever tried to do anything, that she would get me on TMZ and da-da-da-da-da, whatever. But then I just was like, I'm harping on this too much. Like, I'm harping on this too much. And, you know, then I met another girl, and I was completely transparent right in the beginning. So I stopped dating for a while, kind of went into just working and everything like that. And I met another girl, and I told her right from the beginning, right from the jump, I said, hey, listen, I was dating a girl. This is what happened. I don't want you to hear from anybody else, you know. I want you to know full transparency before we even get into anything or whatever. And she knew the whole entire time, and she was okay with it. And she was with me while I was, you know, going to court and everything. And they really tried to get me on a whole bunch of things, you know, and I was going to court for a whole year, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But at the end of the day, I didn't get charged for anything. Like, I only got charged with harassment. And then they were like, harassment is like, I don't know if this is the law in Atlanta, but this is the law in New York where we were. If I send you a bunch of text messages and you don't answer, and I call you, that's harassment. So you can get, yeah. So that's what I got charged for. I got charged for harassment because they couldn't find me on everything else that they were trying to do because it wasn't true. And I was like showing them all this proof and everything like that. So, I mean, I have two sisters, you know, so at the end of the day, it's like, don't put your hands on anybody. Not even just a woman, just don't put your hands on anybody. I don't want to put my hands on anyone. But at the end of the day, you know, it is true, but it sounds way worse than actually what it was, you know? Like, I didn't grab the Bible and go, you know? It was more on the bop of the head, and I'm just like, yo, listen, you know? Like, and it wasn't like we broke up after that and everything like that. It's not anything how they make it seem. We were still together. Like, I think we were together for like a year and a half or 2 years. And apparently we got separated, and then I moved out. I moved to Brooklyn by myself, was trying to get my life together. And then out of nowhere, I had her blocked and everything. And my friend was like, my two friends came over, Don and O'Dane, and they were like, hey, you know, you should like unblock her and just wish her a happy birthday. So I don't know why I did it, but I went ahead and unblocked her and I wished her a happy birthday. And then all of a sudden she hit me with like, oh, I'm pregnant with your baby. And somehow I was like, what the heck? Like, and I don't play with that because like, that's what happened to me. Like, I got abandoned. I never met my dad. So it was like, wait, what the heck? Like, so to this day, I think that she bought a fake pregnancy test, like online, like, but I was there. I mean, I was like, what, are you kidding me? Like, what do you want to do? Like, so, you know, I went to her house or whatever, and I was like, all right, I'm here. What do you want to do? And she wanted to have an abortion. You know, I'm not happy about that, but she wanted to have an abortion. I was there while she was taking the pill and whatever. So, yeah. And then we tried to make it work a little bit from that, and it didn't work. And I don't know. It's just, it was a very toxic, like, it just was very, you know, it just didn't work. We just didn't work together. We didn't work well together. It wasn't that I think she's like the worst person in the world, you know, anything like that. We just didn't work together. Sometimes, you know, people just don't work together and they still try to make it work and they still try to make it work, you know? Sometimes you just got to know when to cut it off.
Right. Definitely. But again, you're in a better place, a healthier place, a more educated place, a more healed place. Show the people, yes. I know that's right, Chris. Talk your shit. Wait, wrong scenario. I have 2 more questions for you. Well, actually 3. My last question about the show is: do you think Jordan Miller was rigged to win the competition?
I don't know. I thought it was rigged for me to win at first, like with the with the golden ticket and everybody being so pressured on top of me right from the beginning, and like me really being really hard to make friends and then having the crazy makeover. Like I had white hair. I looked like Billy Idol, I guess that's what they were saying. So I thought it was rigged for me, and I thought the thing, and it's interesting because I still do think that, right? And the reason being is because the people that they let continue were Cory and Jordan, right? But Marvin and Renee moved on, but they also were really focusing on them trying to have a relationship. And like, if you notice towards the end, it's just really them focused, like them kissing or them trying to be in a relationship. And I think once they knew that they weren't going to get that from me because I couldn't do it because I had a girlfriend, that they were like, oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, we're not gonna have him win because we want to have some kind of dating, something. And then they saw Marvin and Renee, and they were like, oh, okay, this will be really good for TV. Let's move this on. So that's my personal belief. That's what I think. And towards the end, I think that they switched it because I think they were telling us that a lot of the contestants were not the contestants, a lot of the viewers were really, really smart, and that there was this thing called RTV or something like that. It's like a forum. And like on the forum, the viewers would write every single day, and they could figure things out by how we were taking photos. They knew who was eliminated. Like even though the show wasn't even on, they knew these kind of things. So I think that they found out, like, I think that the contestants thought that I was going to win in the beginning, like right in the beginning. And then I think that they just wanted to twist it around, and they were like, okay, you know what? I think the director and Ken Mock and, you know, Tyra and everybody was like, well, it's the first season with guys. You know what? They're thinking that a guy is definitely going to win. You know, a lot. We're hearing everywhere. We're reading these because they were reading the forums, and they don't know that. Like these people that are in the forums, they don't know that people from ANTM are reading their comments and telling us, or like they're trying to outsmart them. So they knew that the guys, like that most of the viewers watching, a guy was going to win because it was the first season that had guys. So I think they flipped it and they made Jordan win.
Did Jordan get better treatment than the other contestants?
I don't know. I think that, yeah, I'd say a little bit better, you know? It's something that you kind of you don't want to think too much into, you know? Like, I don't want to think too much into it, but some has said, like, you know, she'd get a little bit more time doing hair or makeup or something like that. I heard, you know, things like that. So, I don't know.
Okay. I keep saying I got like 3 questions left, but another messy question popped up in my brain. I have to ask.
Go ahead.
Who was Hunter in the house, Chris? Who was hey, yes.
Who was what in the house? Who was what? I'm sorry?
Who was hooking up in the house?
The only person that wasn't hooking up in the house was probably me. That's probably the truth. Yeah. Everybody else was hooking up.
Chris, you are... Chris, you're going to have so many people mad at me? Cory wasn't hooking up nobody. You and Cory. Cory ain't have nobody to play with.
Yeah. Cory was getting a lot of flirting, and like they were flirting with him and stuff like that.
Who was flirting with Cory?
Marvin was really flirting with Cory a lot. Yeah. But I don't think they hooked up. I never seen them hook up or anything like that. So
I would hope not. Yo, we gotta Okay, listen. I want to know, if you were standing before Tyra Banks right now, what would you say to her?
Thank you so much.
Oh, and Jeremy. Jeremy was a virgin. Jeremy wasn't hooking up nobody. Y'all was the Holy Trinity. You, Cory, and Jeremy, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, me, Jeremy, and maybe Nina. I don't know. I didn't see Nina hook up with anybody. So I think I kissed Nina, but that was during a challenge. So I don't know if you consider that hooking up. But yeah, but we didn't kiss other than the challenge,
Gotcha.
where they dressed me up as a girl and they dressed her up as a guy, and we did the commercial.
Yeah. Yes. That was the worst thing Top Model has ever done to his contestants. That commercial was a flaming bag of pigeon shit.
Yeah. So Yeah, I think that was it. I'm going through the names like Phil, yes, Cory, not Cory, Phil, yes, Marvin, yes, Renee, yes, Gianna, yes. Who else? Yeah, like all of them. Clea, no, I don't think so.
Jordan?
Jordan, no, too. Jordan, no.
Like, okay. if you were standing before Tyra Banks right now, what would you say to her?
Honestly, I would just say hi. How you doing? It's been a while, in person. You look great as always. Congrats on the kid. Congrats on having a kid because I know she always wanted to have a kid. She voiced that a lot, like she wanted to be a mom. So congrats on being a mom. Thank you so much for the opportunity that you gave me. And when are we doing the next season? Because I'm ready to win.
Well, DM me and I'll tell you.
Sounds good.
I'm just playing. I don't know. What is like one of the biggest things you learned about yourself after Top Model? Like, it's been what, 8 years, something like that? It's been a long time. How have you grown? How have you learned? And how do you believe you've changed since that time?
I think I've grown and changed from what I told you, like with the cognitive behavioral therapy book. It's just, I think I've grown and changed where I don't let people get to me as quick or as much. It's still there. I'm not gonna lie. But it might have went from like you got to me right away in like 30 seconds, and like now it's like you get to me in like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So, and then also just not a big thing that I had that I didn't know was that I tend to have thought that people were attacking me or saying things in ways that I didn't think that they were saying it, and it was that I just wasn't reading, I wasn't picking up on it. So I tried to like catch myself, try to understand, try to see, I try to see back. Like if I get into an argument with someone, I'd look back and I'd be like, okay, did I maybe misunderstand something? Or like, am I being a little emotional about this? Am I being over emotional or anything like that? And with being like that, doing it over and over again, now it's like it's kind of gone away. Like it's not completely gone, but like as I told you, it's not as quick. So just having as we say in Spanish, having más paciencia, more patience.
More patience. Beautiful, beautiful. And then what are you doing now in life? You're in Tulum, living it up, like my mouth is horrible. I was gonna say like a big dick daddy out there in Tulum, living your best life. What are you doing now?
I'm just enjoying my birthday. Like I said again, my birthday's in 2 days. So, and gonna try to get back into this modeling thing now that things are open again. I'm somebody that always thought that I could do this for a while. People have told me I could do this for a while. So, I'm gonna try to do the modeling thing again. Gonna try to actually take it like a lot more serious than I did, because a lot of people don't understand. Like, I was in Mexico and I was booking like GQ and Calvin Klein and everything like that, but I was a party boy. Like, I was my first time living in Mexico, Mexico City, living in a model. It's like I was back in college all over again, but like a grown man in college. So I'm just trying to get back into that and try to be a little bit more serious about it. And my agents know that I'm serious now. They know, and they're working with me as well too. So I'm gonna try to do this thing. I'm gonna try and be like the #1 top male model. See where it can get me, and that's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying life, taking one day at a time, and traveling if I can or when I can. Mexico has a big part of me, and like a big part of my heart. And that's it, really. So I'm gonna try to get better at the Instagram thing, as you see, and try to, a lot of people are just like, this is your job, like, like you have a follower, you're supposed to post, and I just don't get it, because I'm just like, why is this, like I was thinking, like, I gotta take this photo this way, but like, why do I gotta take this photo? Like, I wanna enjoy the moment, right? But then I don't understand it, because like people want to see like photos in different places, We think of things, or we look at things differently, as a person taking the photo as opposed to the person viewing the photo. And so I want to do more of that. I want to create more content and get better at like doing videos and stuff. So maybe you can help me, maybe we can do something together or something. But yeah, that's it. Just living life and trying to do something for the people that do believe in me because there are a lot of people that, you know, do believe in me and do believe that I can still do some more and do more. And for them, they're a big part of the reason why I want to continue to model, or I do think that I can continue to model. Otherwise, maybe I might not have thought I could still do this. So there's a big, huge props. Like I say, thank you so much to all my fans that have stuck by me since day one. And, you know, even the fans that some have hated me at first and then watched the show again and then come to be like, I see it differently. I have a different insight, you know? And so I do it for them, you know? And also because I love to do it, you know? This is something that I love to do and I like to do. I do like to take photos. It's something I didn't really think that I was good at a lot of things growing up, you know? I never knew where I would fit in, like what would be my job. And I might be struggling with it a little bit now, but if there's one thing that I know that I am good at and that I know that I can do and I do feel confident doing, it's, you know, taking photos and acting, you know, doing something with entertainment.
Yes. Well, okay. Well, first tip is there's a beautiful scenery behind you.
Thank you.
Yes. So I would suggest, do I see beer bottles? Perfect. So what you can do is you can take one of those beer bottles, prop your phone up, sit on the ledge a little bit, do like a gnarly photo, whatever you want to do, and let that be the start to your new content.
Okay, sounds good. I'll do that for you.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. Listen, I want to know, are you Mexican?
No, so I have Puerto Rican blood in me. So I'm Irish, German, Puerto Rican, and then Native American.
Oh, dope. Because I was going to say, Mexican food is one of my favorite foods.
So good.
And I have a thing for their chicken noodle soup. I think it's so good. So I was going to ask for some chicken noodle soup tips, but...
Okay, I got you. I know somebody over here that's a chef, so I can ask him for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
I have so enjoyed talking to you. This has been so exhilarating.
Thank
you for being honest. Thank you for being transparent. And thank you for being unapologetic. Thank you so much. And giving us 2 hours of your life. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Truly, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for giving me a chance to hopefully give people a different insight. And hopefully, I hope that I get to meet you and meet these people in person, because then you'll get to see who I really am. So thank you for giving me that platform to be able to, you know, it feels like I'm getting a chance or getting a platform to be able to speak. And I love every chance that I get a chance to speak, because I'm ready to put all this behind me. This is 7-8 years. I mean, I kind of already put it behind me, but I do get people that message me here and there. I'll just post any kind of photo, you know, like smiling or something, and people will just be like, oh, I hate you, I can't stand you, I woke up today. And I'm like, I feel so bad for you. You woke up today and you came to my page, you're not even following me, and you can't stand me. Like, I just don't bother with people. Like imagine you woke up and you went to someone's page that you hate or can't stand, but you don't follow them, and then you just write that comment. Like,
mental illness.
Yeah.
Mental illness.
Yeah.
Mental illness. I tell my followers all the time, don't do that shit. If you follow me, I don't want you doing that to anybody. Because any bitch that I don't like, they don't exist to me. That bitch fell down a volcano and she or he has never heard from again. I don't see their content. She doesn't exist to me. Why would I waste my finger muscles typing a message to a bitch I don't like? Chris, the people want you to take off your shirt before you go.
I can't do that.
I tried.
But you see, actually, I posted a photo. So apparently I got a little bit of a dad bod, but I mean, it takes a while. I've been working out, so I haven't stopped working out. I've been working out for about maybe 3 months now. So probably in another like 4 or 5 months, you start to see the abs and start to see the chest and stuff like that. Because working out takes a while. It takes a while to get a chest. So that's coming. So I'll definitely post something, you know. But yeah, it's there. I mean, I'll do it for you guys. But
oh yeah.
Some music.
Yes. Yes. You look good, Chris. Oh, thank you so much for being a good sport. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Chris, I'm going to let you go because I'm hungry as shit.
Me too.
I'm so hungry. Enjoy the rest of your stay in Tulum. Hopefully I can come to Mexico this year. Hopefully, if I'm not too busy, I want to come to Mexico. So if you're still there, I'll DM you.
For sure.
Everybody send Chris love. Send Chris freaking hearts, hugs,
Thank you.
kisses, all those things. Hey, we wave goodbye to him from doing an amazing Cycle 20 chat.
Thank you, Oliver.
You're so welcome.
I was a little nervous doing this.
No, but you did a fabulous job. I want you to know you did an amazing job.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm gonna go have a great day because I had an amazing start to my day, so I appreciate that.
Thank you, Chris. I gotta let you go. Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh, y'all, that was fun. That was fun, guys. This chat will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. That's Oliver Twixt, TWIXT, where you can watch this chat and 95 other top model chats. I love you guys so much. Be nice out there. Y'all don't be being mean. Don't be being mean. I be seeing y'all some of these chats. Don't be being mean. That's so unnecessary. That meanness comes right back to you. And y'all be wondering why your tires be flat, your children can't sit down in school, your dog keeps shitting in the house, your pussy don't get wet, your man don't want to fuck you, you can't find eggs at the grocery store, the orange juice is going bad, it's a leaky roof, the badass kids down the street is throwing rocks at your door. That's why. Y'all be nice. Just be nice. Be nice. You know. I love you guys so much. Be sure to pray, kegel, and cackle. We don't have no more top model chats this week, guys. I may put out a top model vlog tomorrow, so just make sure you're subscribed to all the things. Go check out my last music video on my page. I did a freestyle to Thought Shit by Megan Thee Stallion. Go like that, comment that, share that, run that bitch up. God damn it. I'm about to go eat because I'm hungry as shit. Bye, y'all.
RBO day, yay. I'm a sick fucker like a